Already dropping pranks. Kayak itu baby shit. How big it should. I probably should broken up between yep. So absolutely. That was recent event regular. Okay, I love it. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But actually, the just of gamma. Oh, yeah, I have, okay. Camera. I wanted scratch mode. But this dropping very large amount of trim. It was that feedback. Not sure, but it was. Well, feedbackish. Can't go wrong with one more answer, then. Can't go wrong. Just one singular. Real. Copy and paste them.
I'm trying the entry, bro. You know. I can't let a 1,000 elo there.
Your viewers are really here for us, not you.
I don't know who you are, son. You should be able to do this. This used to be a lurk smoke. Probably not in this game. Not terrible. Super terrible. See if they'll peek over the molly. Oh, buck. What's this jiggle peek? There you go. Balk. One's gonna peek here, maybe. Yep. All's dead. 2v1. Go over one tap, maybe. It's probably Balk. Or Con. If he's not Con, he's spawned for sure. Or he's flanking. Well, Hung, or Cash, get out of my way, bro. Get out of my face. I don't like you like that. Nice. Good job. That's fine. I'll mute him back. What's your sensitivity DPI in CS2? Sensitivity is 1.145.
God damn, we gotta carry the EU players too?
1,600. You need to turn digital vibrance? No, I can't. Too bad. Deal with it. Simple as dynamic crosshair is
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and this has not been a good week for Unity. That's probably the understatement of the year. I first started covering this when they announced their new pricing structure in a video I called Unity's New Pricing is Awful. Essentially, they want to start taxing success. They're going to put a fee on games that hit certain thresholds per install, which is nuts, absolutely nuts. And quite frankly, developers were not happy about it. So I did a rundown of developer reactions to Unity's stuff. I will also link that down below. So if you want to get caught up on this and what Unity developers, Unity's biggest paying customers, think about all this, well, let's just say they're not happy. And honestly, they continue to not be happy. So we've got more and more of these companies coming out. For example, Red Hook, the makers of Darkest Dungeon 1 and 2, released the following statement, and most of this is a rehash of like the stuff that has gone wrong. We built Darkest Dungeon 2 using Unity, and a large part of our decision to do so was the relative cost certainty around the licensing and subscription model. We've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on licenses and far more than that in engaging Unity to help us with parts of development. It is hard for us to imagine building another game with Unity unless we know we are protected from the possibility of massive changes to how we pay for the technology being introduced at the whims of executive management. And this executive management part is the key thing. They've been completely radio silent, and they are the problem. Like, it's not Unity employees. Please don't get mad at Unity employees. They're just on the front line. This is an executive issue, and we've seen executive self-owns from Unity since they started going public. So this was an announcement that came out. Obviously, Red Hook is not alone here. The makers of Slay the Spire, another massive indie darling, kind of came out here as well. And when you can see basically from this last line here that I am not going to read out loud, you get an idea of how happy these people are. In fact, there are more and more developers coming out every day talking about their experiences with Unity and this. In fact, there is a new Twitter tracker that's actually growing massively in size. This was just launched a day or two ago. Oh, no, actually, it's weird. It's been around for a while, but this was like a nobody a couple of days ago. And now it basically is just tracking all of the studios that are releasing statements about disgruntledness or the fact that they're not going to work with Unity anymore. And it's legion. It's like their entire customer base is making announcements that they're done. They're out, from small developers to quite large developers. So if you're interested, I also won't say this one out loud because, well, that's just the nature of these stories. There's a lot of unhappiness. So we've been waiting for a long time to hear from Unity on this. And here's where the story takes an even darker twist. So, yeah, there was supposed to be an all-hands town hall inside of Unity where the executive team was going to address things, theoretically. Yeah, it was shut down due to threats. Death threats received at the Unity offices in North America. So they're Texas, they're San Fran, and one other location. They were all shut down for security reasons, so the planned town hall never happened. Now the kicker is, this actually ended up being followed up by, as the world turns, some even more bizarre news, in that it ultimately ended up being, this was reported by Polygon, so this is a head reporter at Polygon that is reporting this particular story, but on September 14th, 2023, at approximately 9:30 a.m., San Francisco police officers assigned to Central Station responded to unit block of 3rd Street regarding a threat incident. When officers arrived on scene, they met with a reporting party who informed them that an employee made a threat towards his employer using social media. Reporting party also said that the employee works at an out-of-state location for the company, but they had been unable to reach the outside jurisdiction to make a report. Reporting party was advised to contact the jurisdiction in which the incident occurred, and the officers took a courtesy report. So what they're saying here, what Polygon are reporting, is that the threat came from a Unity employee. So you got to know if this all ends up being true, and I don't know why Polygon would particularly lie about this. It is a powder keg over at Unity, and I can understand it, especially if it's management making incompetent decision after incompetent decision. Can you imagine working for a company, building something you loved, and then just having it destroyed like this by stupid executive decisions? Because that is essentially what is happening here. So that is a follow-up to what happened and why we haven't really heard any news out from Unity. I don't know if we're going to. I honestly don't know if they're going to walk this back. It's a pretty common industry practice to release bad news at end of day on Friday, thinking that people are going to forget about it over the weekend. Although in the age of the internet, that's just not what it used to be. And then the scumbaggery actually continues. So it was turned up that this has been in the plans for a little while, from the sounds of things. And on Reddit Game Dev, there actually is reporting here that Unity made changes to their GitHub repo for tracking licensing changes. And what's kind of funny is there was a previous controversy around licensing changes, and some language was put in it back in 2019 that was to protect you. So when you obtain a version of Unity and don't upgrade your project, we think you should be able to stick that version of the TOS. This is something called a perpetual license. Basically, if you agree with terms of service for Unity 2022, and then you keep using 2022, you are on the terms of 2022 from then on. So what would happen in that scenario is Unity wouldn't be able to do exactly what they just did, which is basically say, okay, from now on, you owe us a fee. It doesn't matter what you agreed to in the past. Well, the kicker is apparently on April 3rd of this year, just before the release of 2022, there was a tweak and it was the language was removed. So the protections that they talked about were all removed. So they were doing the groundworks for this. I don't know what we'd call it. We'll go with the nice term of shenanigans. These were being planned for quite a while. So there's a lot to read here. I'm not going to go through all of it, but you can actually get into the details of the various different terms of services as they've gone through time. And yeah, so it does look like Unity laid the groundwork for doing this by quietly changing their terms of service in the background, which is kind of funny because people always say, oh, make sure you read the EULA before you do something. Well, if they're just going to change it anyways, well, what's the point? So the interesting thing here is there are some legal ramifications of this, so perhaps if you are under a term before they nuked or changed it, so if you're back using a version before 2022 LTS, you're probably immune to this because the terms of service at the time would have protected you. So we also get into even bigger scumbaggery. Now, this was originally just announced. This was reported on mobilegamer.biz, and I didn't give it too much stock, but the truth is we've had a number of developers actually come out and say, yes, their app representative reached out to them and gave them this offer. So this is the worst part of the news in my humble opinion, because this goes to motive, and this is just pure scumbag movery. So what we're hearing here is Unity is quietly offering a runtime fee waiver, so this whole thing can just go away. You know, it's a nice thing you got there. I'd hate to see it get broken, but if you just sign up over here for these services, all this new pain will go away. And now all of a sudden the plan just starts to drop into place. What they were thinking here drops into place. Oh, you don't need to deal with all this new licensing. Just use our other service. And what they're saying here is they want to kill off AppLovin. Now, if you're wondering what AppLovin is, they're basically a mobile analytics firm. Now, if mobile analytics sound familiar to you, well, that's because Unity merged with a mobile analytics tool called IronSource a couple of years back. In fact, AppLovin tried to be a merger partner instead. So IronSource and AppLovin are direct competitors, which also means that Unity and AppLovin are direct competitors. And what they're saying is they were trying to leverage this new runtime fee to kill off AppLovin support, so to get people to leave their level play mediation platform. So studios currently using Unity's level play mediation platform have already been offered 100% runtime fee waiver, sources have told us. Unity account managers are also telling developers not using level play that if they switch over from main rival AppLovin or other UA platform user analytics, they can then unlock a runtime fee waiver of 80 to 100%. So this is an attempt to destroy Unity competitor AppLovin, which is miles ahead of Unity's level play service in terms of both ad monetization and user analytics. This puts the whole runtime fee announcement in the mediation war spotlight. Unity is saying migrate to level play or you will need to pay a beep ton of money. For those smaller developers, there is no other option but to migrate to level play mediation to save their company. The rest are already thinking of using Godot or Cocos 2D or various different other game engines out there. Unity runtime fee announcement has been prompted. Well, now we're getting into the story we already know. So basically, this has not been popular, but the killer here is